All right, Feisties, it's Kelly here with Joanne, and Katie Zaferes is back joining us, and she brought a special guest, a 6-week-old Josie.
4-week-old.
4-week. Why did I think 6? Oh, man, so small.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're actually back.
I know. Well, I can't. I was ambitious last week, and I was like, oh, I can do it. And then I'm like, abort. I can't do this. I also had myositis, but like besides that, I think I wasn't prepared to have any logical thoughts or knowledge base of triathlon. And now I'm present, but still have limited insight into the triathlon world right now.
I know why I thought you were 6 weeks, because you are going back to work too, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So this is my 4th week. So she'll be a month tomorrow. This is my 4th week, like off. And then, 5th week, I guess, off. Right. And then next week we're celebrating it with a family beach vacation for the last week. And then, back to business.
You have to go back to coaching.
Yes. Yeah. So like, it was, I mean, the athletes live right next to us.
Sure.
So we've definitely seen them and just been like, say hello and been present for a bit. But going back to like the administrative aspect of it is a little daunting. I think I don't know. I guess I didn't think about it that much, or like I didn't remember with Kimball, because with Kimball, when we had him, I was just getting back into training. So like my schedule is like so flexible, and my schedule is still pretty flexible, but there are things that you need to be at on time now with our lifestyle. And I'm like, oh no, like getting out the door. I don't know, Kelly. Like,
it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes me a while.
I'm brutal. I'm like, you're fine. Get in the car. We're going. So.
She hates the car too. She cries the whole time.
Oh no.
You need to get her these like little noise cancelling headphones and put our podcast on in the background. Listen to our voices.
There we go. No, instead Kimball's like, she's loud, or he'll just say, which is very sweet, "You're okay, Josie. You're okay."
I'm dying to know where the name came from.
Oh my goodness. It's kind of twofold, I suppose. So Kimball is named after my dad, who always wanted us to be humble and kind. So it's a combination of kind and humble. And so that honors kind of like my side of the family. So then when we were having our second child, Tommy's like, wouldn't it be cool to have a name that honors like his side of the family? So in his head, George and Nancy are his parents' name. George and Nancy combined equal Josie, which I think is a stretch. However, once he said it, we liked the name Josie. And then I like name meanings, and Josie means God will increase. And I felt like for a second child, that was like perfect. So Josie Jean. Jean is Tommy's mom, sister, and our niece's middle name. So, and also my godmother's. So,
that's very cute.
It's so cool. Okay. You just like pick those names because you like them, right? And then, it's really annoying when you find out then that they're like the most popular name. I just found out, basically, we named our kid Oliver John as his grandparents. And apparently Oliver's like the most popular name. And I was at the park this weekend because my sister was visiting with her kid. And there was like 5 other Olivers that are like under 1. I was like, oh no, this is going to be terrible once he gets to school.
That's crazy, because like I haven't heard any Olivers. Or do you call him Oliver, or do you call him?
We have mixed. Everyone calls him something different, so he's never going to learn his name. He has like 6 nicknames. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, because for us, Caleb Dressel announced his daughter, and she's Josie, and I'm like, oh no, like Caleb Dressel.
God damn. Megan Roach had an Ollie also like 3 weeks before, when I ran into her at Western States, and I was like, damn it.
I'll tell you a funny one. So my bike is called Freddie, and apparently my first cousin, when she was pregnant, she was like, if I have a boy, the name I've wanted to call my child since I've wanted to be a mom is Freddie. So now I have a little second cousin called Freddie, who's now about 9, and my bike called Freddie. So it didn't go down too well when she heard it was calling my bike Freddie. So there you go.
Wait, you name your bike? Do you name your bikes, Katie? Is this the thing? people do?
Tommy names my bikes. He's very disappointed that I hate naming bikes.
I can't like.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so like you're the professional athlete here. There's Freddie, who's Freddie Felt, so he's a Felt, so Freddie felt good. Then there's Teddy. Teddy is his brother. He's a time trial bike. Then there was Jerry the Giant, who was my first bike as an adult, like when I moved to Galway. And then I bought a gravel bike, and his name is Axel, he of the gravelly voice.
Yeah.
So you got to name them.
Oh, I call it blue bike and red bike and purple bike and rainbow bike.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, so Katie, aside from
Right.
having a baby? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Surviving, I feel like. It's crazy. I feel like this time went by like so fast because
Yeah.
she's almost a month, and I feel like most of the days I do like nothing besides like feed her and
Sure. I was like, do you use the rule? This is where I was at. And I just told a friend this because she has had a kid like 2 months ago. You're like, can I do one thing a day? That's my I'm going to accomplish this like one thing besides feeding and right. Like, and it would be something, it would be like, I am going to send this email today.
Yes. Well, so I feel like that's what I'm starting to do now with like just trying to walk and just like get out and go for a walk no matter how short it is. And like I can walk with her and I have, but I feel like it wasn't very regular where I liked like doing something every day. And now I'm just starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I probably can try to like do a little run pretty soon.
Oh, really?
Like, like a 5-minute run or so. Like with that being like 1 minute running and 4 minutes of walking aspect of it. I have I've ridden my bike with Kimball, and that's basically it. Like he likes to do this whole little loop, but and I think he's going to be the instigator of any of my training, which honestly, it probably would be a good match for postpartum and Kimball training. Like it's pretty good. And then like swimming, I don't know, not super enticing for right now.
Well, but we did interview Lauren Brandon while you were away, and she hadn't been in the pool since she retired.
It goes like that. I feel like almost everyone, 98% of professional athletes for triathletes are like done with the water as soon as they're done. And I think you can be a swimmer and still feel that way.
I think swimmers especially because they spend so many hours in the pool. Yeah. Whereas like some of like some of those of us who like learned to swim as adults, I didn't quite learn to swim as adults, but you know what I mean. The people who took it on later were like, we didn't, we got some room. So
we're not traumatized from the 4 o'clock in the morning swim starts.
Exactly.
See, but that's the time. I feel like if I'm going to be a swimmer post professional career, it's going to be at 4 a.m. Maybe not 4 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I was the same way in just throughout my career. Like the longer I had to wait to swim, the more I dreaded it. Like I'm a get it done and be happy kind of gal. And also like recalibrating and thinking like, okay, I can swim far less for a lot less time and it still be good. But I was just messaging my sister like a couple days ago asking her how she stays fit. So she's giving me like these like video classes to do.
Nice.
Like, okay,
I was gonna say, do you have like not a goal necessarily, but you know what I mean? Like, are you like, oh, I want to get back to doing X, or are you just like, I just want to be active, man. I just want to do something.
I just want my body to feel normal, like be normal again. And I have all these thoughts in my head, which are like, whether they come to fruition or not, but there's a nice 30-minute loop from my house for running. It's like, if I do this 3 times, like, like I'm like trying to plan out just rhythm because it's crazy. I mean, I had like a decade-long career and I had all these processes and all these great habits. And I feel like I've never done any of this in my entire life. Like you would think it would translate, but no, it's like even like eating, like exercising. It's all like trying to reinstate these things that like were part of my life for so long. And now I'm like asking like my sister, how do I work out? Like how do you fit it in? Because I mean, it's different because it's not my job anymore. Although I'm lucky because it's really still very intertwined with what I'm doing. Yeah,
it's interesting. I'm like thinking about it now. I'm like, oh man, My sister was visiting this week, and my brother-in-law, her husband was visiting, and he's a big cyclist. So I told him I would take him on these rides, and I was overly ambitious when I promised this like 3 months ago, right? I was like, I'm going to be in shape. I'll take you on the 100-mile. Yeah. And then I basically took him out an hour and like pointed him in the direction and was like, good luck.
Let's keep going.
Here's a GPS file.
He got lost. He did one loop like twice and did like 20 extra miles.
Yeah. Did you find a rhythm?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, eventually, like, I don't know what you're like. Once we establish childcare, I think like is when it then becomes more okay, right? It's like once you actually have like, okay, every day we have childcare at this time. I think for a lot of people that's the big factor. But you still have like, okay, I have 8.5 hours and I have to fit in all work and any workout I want to do and any other like any other thing like doctor's appointment, whatever, like other stuff. That's not that like the math doesn't add up.
No.
And I always think about this one because I'm like, my life is not that complex compared to like some people's lives. And here I am being like, this is so hard. Like, how do I do it? And like, granted, Tommy and I both have relatively flexible jobs. We only have 2 kids, so we're
Sure.
even with the support.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like we should describe what's happening here now, Kelly, and what it looks like for our listeners. So Katie is sitting and the baby is just resting on her shoulder, having a little sleep, but she's just so cute. She's just so cute. You're cute as well, Katie, but she's just cute.
She's asleep.
Sleep. You see, I told you the podcast would work.
Yeah,
told you the voices.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I'll try tonight and let you know if it's a thing or not.
I can send you a recording. It's the Irish accent.
There you go.
You'll be singing lullabies to her.
In Irish.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I will tell you though, Katie, while you were gone, Joanne and I struggled a little with short course information. And I know you haven't been following triathlon, but last week we were like, oh, Supertri is awesome. New Supertri. And then we had no idea about because there's a brand new winner last week, but you are telling us you know this girl.
Yeah. So Jolene Vermeulen, I will butcher her last name and I apologize to her, but she is, well, besides being a very good athlete that you can kind of have noticed her like coming up the ranks in World Triathlon. I mean, she just finished 4th in Hamburg. So, and that was her best finish, but even like the World Cups last year, she was winning or finishing on the podium consistently. But it was really cool to see her. Like it was her first time ever doing Supertri, and she won. And like to see her execute that type of style of race, and something I really like about Supertri is just how it really exposes people's weaknesses. And so for her to come into the races and having never done it before and win against like a very good field of athletes, it was really cool to see. So and it was a first time venue for Supertri, and
the new one. Yeah. I was gonna say, do you have to practice all those like skills and stuff with Supertri? Because I feel like it's like very different racing.
Yeah, but like it really depends on the person as an athlete. I feel like on whether or not they just have that built into their training anyways. Like I would say you probably talk to some athletes and they'd be like, oh, I don't really work on this very much. And then other athletes would be pretty meticulous. I don't think anybody would say they changed their training per se for like Supertri races in the sense of what their training regimen and breakdown look like, swimming, biking, and running. But you might just add in a little bit more of like the transition work or like the rehearsal of going through the different aspects of it, because it does have just like a lot more to it with the short shoot and like a bit of strategy. And when you have your teammates and then getting ready for like, because you're doing 3 races in a row with really mini breaks in it for the one that they just did, like knowing kind of like your process between those races. And for this, it's a little strange because they had like a steps and a bridge or something that they had to go over. So they actually had to put their shoes on coming out of the water to go through transition and then take off their shoes again, go on the bike. So it's just a lot more to think about.
Joanne, I am laughing about the fact that she was like, I haven't been paying attention at all. I can't tell you guys anything about triathlon.
Reminds me of Ruth Assel when we had her on and she was talking about the Pro Series and she just literally went blah, 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 blah. But actually, I think I misspoke actually when we were talking about Supertri in that episode, because I said I think that Johnny Brownlee was disqualified, but he actually wasn't. I went back to check it. He was eliminated. Why would you get eliminated in Supertri?
So for this particular race, it's if you are it's called the eliminator. So the last 2 of every round are eliminated. And then also if you get 90 seconds or further back, then you're eliminated. And that's mainly the 90-second rule is regardless, whatever race Supertri does is really just like a safety thing because the courses are so short. The eliminator aspect is just this one race. It's like the final 2, which that was kind of crazy because like Rosa Tapia Vidal, she was doing super well. And then she ended up being like one of the last ones and she ended up getting eliminated. But I still don't know what exactly happened to her because something.
Well, yeah, like you could have something go wrong a little bit and have a round that goes bad and then you're out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like one of the Stars and Stripes athletes, I can't blanking on which one of the Germans it was, but she crashed in the very first stage. So like you go there and you race for like 12 minutes and then you're done. Well, like the last 2 people are done. So
that's harsh.
Yeah. No, I was so like my final year of racing, I never got in the eliminator flag like for most of my career. And then last year, I saw it all the time. I was like, man, I don't love this side of things.
You're like, this part is not fun. No.
Final retirement. No, I'm just kidding.
I misspoke last week too, Joanne.
No way.
Yeah, we were talking about how we've lost a lot of races out here in California, and now there's like new races coming back. And I said a list of races that are gone, and I accidentally said Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz 70.3 is not gone, and not yet. I don't know anything. It was wild speculation. And somebody messaged us to be like, does Kelly know something secret? So I do not know anything. It is still open. It is still open for next year. Sorry.
The Santa Cruz race directors are probably like,
we probably have.
I was just like,
do you know what? They're going to have gotten so many clicks and likes to that Ironman 70.3 website.
Santa Cruz,
we're going to sell out in the back of that comment. You know, there was so much wild speculation, Katie. We even speculated on whether Anna Howe would race in Kona. And the next thing she announced her retirement. We were like, oh my God, we're predicting the future.
We're not the bringer of the news. We're just the responders after we figure it out.
We're manifesting it. It's really bad. We need to manifest some good things. And speaking of good things, lots of racing action is coming over to this side of the pond. In case you didn't know, the T100 London is taking place across the Irish Sea this weekend. And they're in.
Are you gonna pop over?
As I told you last week, Kelly, I am on my holidays. No. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not packing a bag. I was going to race a triathlon on Saturday morning, a sprint, and then do an 8K road race. And I've decided it's too much hassle to pack my bag to go to the sprint triathlon, which is only an hour away. I'm literally not packing. I'm leaving for Switzerland on Sunday. So I was like, I can't be gone all day long. But literally 5 minutes away from my house, there's a 1.6K swim race. There's a surf life-saving competition. And there's an 8-kilometer road race on. So it's not like I'm not spoiled for choice with options. Maybe not the surf life-saving, but the swim and the run I may do. But no, Kelly, I am not going to London. But it is a seriously stacked field.
Mm-hmm. We have, so far there's been 3 T100 races. There's been a different winner each one. All 3 of them are racing in London. So we have Taylor, we have Kate Woff, and we have Julie Darren. Is it Duran or Darren?
Julie Duran, I think.
Duran. I think I just said it like weirdly American.
Julie Duran.
Thank you.
Very, very French Swiss, but it could be German
so
Swiss.
All 3 of them, and then you also have Ash Gentle, Lucy Charles Barkley will be back, and I know this like isn't her distance, but she always is good, of course. And then we have like I feel like it's like a who's who of British, right? We have like Jess Learmont, Georgia Taylor Brown, Indy Lee. I'm like Holly Lawrence. I'm like, well, like if. I know. I was like, if we don't have a British winner, it's going to be like, what's going on?
Well, Ashley Gentle won it last year. So, I mean, LCB did well last year. And like, wasn't she there last year? She was. She did the home crowd last year. I think I remember. Oh gosh, maybe she was. No, she was there. She was. But Ashley Gentle won it last year after winning the T100 in Singapore, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she was on to come third at the 70.3 World Championships, but she hasn't really featured in the rankings so far this year. She's been 5th, 6th, and 11th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. And we have a couple of debutantes as well.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
There is, when you go to look up the start list now, you know how it used to say like the contracted athletes and then it would say everyone else was a wild card. Now it has these like very specific definitions next to them. It'll say like hot shot, contender wild card, invitational wild card, like top 10. So so it's like all these different ways you can get in now. And I was like, whoa, this is a lot of information. Yeah.
And actually, we forgot to mention Lizzie Rayner is racing as well, and Lucy Byram from the UK, Megan MacDonald.
Lots of UK athletes.
Yeah. So there could be maybe I guess it just depends what will happen, whether they'll be able to work together or not, because the course is quite interesting.
Does it still go through the inside of that building?
For the run course, I think so, yeah. So it's a swim in the dock, and then it's 10 loops on the bike course. Sorry, eight loops on a 10K bike course.
Okay.
And then there's a 3.6K loop on the run, and it runs through that stadium, I think. But they have updated the run course from what I could see on the event notes. But there's also, away from the pros, there's 6,000 age group race races.
Oh, is there? Oh, wow. Because I was gonna say they sold out Australia, which was a new race, but it's only 1,500. It was capped at 1,500, so it's kind of like. So I was curious, and they said they sold out Singapore, but again, it was like capped at 1,500. So I was curious, or something around that. So 6,000's a lot. Are they all doing? Because there's other races too. There's also like the swim and there's like a run or something. So I assume some people are doing those things.
I assume that figure is a total figure of age groupers across. Because I think, is there a sprint distance race as well or something? Yeah. So it'll be interesting because that London race used to have around 13,000 people at it before the PTO took it over a couple of years ago. So it's great. And the location of it is super as well in London.
Is it? Because it's down by the docks. So I do have to say, there was like a bunch of, if you are somebody who follows a lot of triathlon accounts on Instagram, you probably saw like, oh my God, there's not going to be a swim. There was an algae bloom, or however you say it.
Algae.
Algae. Yeah. Algae bloom. And I guess the T100, the docks are reopened for public, because a place public swim. And then T100 sent an email to all the athletes saying like they've been testing the water, and it should they'll keep testing it, but that there should be a swim. So I'm not anticipating like a canceled swim.
Are you wild speculating again?
I'm wild speculating.
She's speculating wildly.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think when you have 6,000 athletes who want to swim, you usually figure out a way to get a swim.
Yeah, well, I think the rain helps the algae. My understanding, it depends on type of algae, but I know for other races where there's been issues, not T100 races now, but where there's been issues with algae in the water for a swim, I think if it rains and it reduces the temperature of the water in the likes of the dock or wherever it's like not seawater, it's like river water generally, I think, or lake water, that it helps to reduce it. And I think it's something to do with the temperature of the water, just causes
it's like if it's really still and warm. Yeah. There's also different types of algae. Then like some are really toxic for people and some are just like whatever, like it's fine. So I think this was also like they were worried it was then they tested it and they're like, oh, it's actually like it's not.
Yeah. So hopefully the weather is nice. It's gone kind of cold over here. It's just actually bucketing rain outside my window here now, and it's not nice, and it's gone really dark. But definitely the temperature today, I was at my bike today, and today was the first day I actually put on like a long sleeve top instead of just going out in a short sleeve, and it was, the wind was whipping. It was like being in Lanzarote without the heat.
Oh, there you go. The PTO also, we didn't talk about this last week, but they also got a whole bunch of new funding, 50 million more in funding. And I don't know, I'm going to do a super in the weeds Kelly thing here, but like last week I like reported this out and like was like, hey, they're going to have to, they still haven't paid everyone from the end of 2024, like all the athletes. And I like wrote this whole thing about it. And then this week all of a sudden, people are posting, they have started to be paid. So
Kelly, I don't think it's manifesting all these things. Katie, is there anything on your Santa Claus wish list that you would like? Because Kelly is delivering.
I'll have to think about that, but yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. Were you, Katie, you weren't in the T100 like year-end rankings last year, right? No, okay.
No, I've never done it. It's missed opportunity. Maybe that's what you asked my motivations of coming back. Maybe eventually I'll get there.
Well, they still have lots of money to hand out.
Once I do a 5-minute run.
Once I do a 5-minute run. I somehow got talked into doing the Chicago Triathlon at the Supertri in like 2 weeks. So we'll see if that happens. Because it reminded me, because I can run 5 minutes right now. So I should be good.
Yes, you got it. Supertri is the race for you.
I ran 4K today and I'm going to do an 8K race on Sunday or Saturday. I haven't run 8K in the year.
See, you're going to be fine.
Oh, good. We're all able to do these things.
We just a long run.
Yeah, it's a long run. Do you know what? Before we skip off from the T100, actually, one of the interesting things is Hayden Wild is back. So I think it's 14 weeks. And I thought somebody had said 97 days, which doesn't make sense. 14 weeks, 97 days doesn't make sense. In terms of numbers, it doesn't. But 14 weeks, I saw posted somewhere that he's back after that major accident. So it will be interesting to see how he does. And for us, obviously, on this side of the Atlantic, the women race at 12 p.m. midday and the men race at 2:45. So that's a really early start for you guys in America.
I know. I was going to say, I did the math before we got on here and I was like, all right, so that's 4 a.m. on Saturday. If you want to watch it.
No more holidays. Nope, it's okay. Oh, sorry. It'll be my time here. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, it's 4 a.m. in California, 7 a.m. on the East Coast, on all the usual YouTube, PTO, Plus, HBO Max, Eurosport. They have a lot of things. Like you can pretty much watch it wherever you want to watch it.
Yeah. So have you got any picks, Kelly, for the win? Who do you think?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I feel like betting against Taylor these days is,
a mistake.
You got to take the Taylor bet. But yeah, Julie's been running fast. So what about you?
I really don't know. I think I'd like to see one of our British athletes take it.
Okay. Katie?
I'm looking at the list. I'm like going for the start list right now. I'm like, oh, hurry up. I will go with Ash. I agree with you on Nib. I think it's really hard to vote against her, but I also love an underdog. But not that Ash is an underdog. She won, but she's just had a harder start to the season.
Yeah, she hasn't had. Yeah. So interesting. Let's watch this space.
I do feel like there was this little lull and now it's like back to just mega racing because it's like T100 and then we have the last of the Kona qualifier race and then we have another WTCS. I think I'm like losing my schedule here in my mind, but and it's just like, and then you're in Nice Ironman World Champs and it's just race after race now. So.
And then we're at home for a week and then we're going to Kona and then we're home for another 2 weeks and then we go to Marbella.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the races for T100 just got moved because the Valencia race got canceled, which was a bit sad.
I honestly stopped keeping track of which ones got moved and canceled. It became too difficult in my head to keep up. Yes. But yeah, they also have obviously there's a bunch more T100 in the race to Qatar or Qatar. So
yeah. I'm not really too sure how you pronounce that now, Kelly. I will say like Qatar, it could be anything.
It's actually like it's Qatar in
is it
Arabic, but I think we all say Qatar. But it's fine, whatever. Yeah. Whatever. You can pronounce things however you want to pronounce them, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah. All right, we do have an interview today. I talked to the 3-time XTERRA World champ, Solenne Billouin, and she's interesting, you guys. So I thought Joanne we were just talking about this before we got on. She's won XTERRA World Championships 3 times, and then she wanted to move to road, and they wouldn't give her a pro license. So she had to go and do a race as an age grouper to qualify for a pro license, and then do a pro race to qualify for 70.3 Worlds. And I was like, I feel like she should have just been able to get a pro license.
It's mad.
I know everyone's very worried. Yeah, I know everyone's like worried these days that we're handing them out too easy, but I feel like if you've won XTERRA World Championships 3 times, like that's pretty good.
Well, and it's so interesting because for a short course, they just got rid of needing a pro license for the lowest level of world triathlon racing. So now anyone can race. In the United States, we were the only ones who really had that rule. Like in Europe, I don't think they have pro license. Do you not have a pro license over in the UK the same way we do? I don't know.
They do, but it's different. Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, the America's Cups, you normally needed a pro license, but now you don't need that anymore.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she then did her first 70.3, then had to do it. And then she's already qualified for Marbella. So you'll see her there. It's super interesting though. Obviously, there are lots of not lots, quite a few well-known athletes who have made the transition from dirt to road. But it's interesting hearing her talk about kind of like, because she's in the process of making that transition, and both the training, but also like kind of the mental aspect of you're just kind of like out there by yourself now.
I feel like it's more common to go like the opposite way, right?
Is it?
I don't know.
I was thinking like Flora, Mel.
Oh, true. True.
So
Yeah.
Hayden, I guess, did some too.
Yeah.
Some extra.
One of the young Sullivan Medall, one of the young boys for USA. He's won XTERRA, I think.
Tour de France Femmes, Pauline, just like, I mean, she was a mountain biker for like a decade and then just won Tour de France Femmes. And I saw some article, it was like how mountain biking helped her win because she just developed so much power and strength.
So and sorry, a little bit of history was made as well with the Tour de Femmes with the Irish girls. For the first time ever, we had 3 Irish women in the tour, Fiona Mangan, Lara Gillespie and Mia Griffin, 2 of them Olympians as well. And it was absolutely incredible to watch them on the Tour de Femmes, like so cool and so good for Ireland to have 3 riders in the tour. Just
Maya Kingma was also racing. So that was interesting.
And Emily Morier.
Oh, really?
French. Yeah.
Very
cool.
Cool.
It was cool. It was really, really big this year too, particularly because Pauline won. They had like, in France, it was super big. She got like congratulated by the president on like national TV. It feels like a very big deal. So side point there. The point was that mountain biking XTERRA definitely could help you. So yeah, so it was fun talking to Solenne. I just didn't know like a ton about like kind of how you make that transition and her working her way up. And there's a lot of in the weeds about racing all the XTERRA World Cups too. That you like have to, if you want to keep like high on the leaderboard, you know, you have to like, you have to do a lot of races because you can't like toss one out. Like every race counts. So.
It'll be interesting to see how she manages the transition to training for the 70.3 Worlds whilst she's still trying to become the XTERRA World Champion for the 4th time.
Right. I think she's obvious. Like she said, I think that's like she's going to see how it goes. She's not fully focused on it this year. So it's interesting. It's an interesting interview. We will have that after this break. And then next week, we hope Katie will be back with us. We'll see.
Plan on it.
Okay.
Oh, well, I am at the beach, but.
Well, I'll be at the Swiss Epic, so I may not be here. So it might be Kelly.
We'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. We may have an episode next week.
We will.
We will be back. Thanks for listening, and we'll have that interview with Solenne right after this break.
Regular listeners of Feisty Podcasts will not be surprised to learn that for decades, running shoes have been researched, tested, and designed for men. Brands have relied on the shrink it and pink it approach to sell male shoes to female customers. But women's feet differ from men's in numerous ways. We have increased toe splay, higher arches, a more narrow heel, a lower ankle bone, upward angled toenails, and a rounded instep that is smaller in circumference. And because of all those differences, that is why we need HEDAs. HEDAs has unlocked the science behind women's biomechanics through dedicated research and creates running shoes specifically designed for women. So that means a lower heel collar to reduce rubbing on women's ankle bones, plate design to provide heel stability and to decelerate foot impact, rounded instep creating a snug fit through the middle to match the curvature of a woman's foot. Every feature is designed to give you more power and less problems. Breathability that lets your feet breathe easily mile after mile, plus fast drying tech that doesn't allow sweat to slow you down, adaptive stretch that molds to your foot like it was made just for you. I personally have been running in HEDAs for over 2 years, and from the first time I tried them, I knew that there was something different. They really felt like they were made for me. The shoes are super light but provide good cushioning, and they really support my very high arches. I honestly didn't think I would notice the difference after running for so many years in male model shoes, but I really did. So, try HEDAs for yourself today. Go to hedas.com and use the code STAYFEISTY for 20% off. That is Stay Feisty for 20% off at heddas.com. The link will, as always, be in the show notes. Hey Feisties, Sarah Gross here. We are so excited to be back with you here on our new, shiny, feisty triathlon podcast. Thank you for listening. I am so glad you're here. I want to tell you about one of the Feisty team's favorite recovery products, Prevenex's Neurify Plus. I use the chocolate flavor myself every day to support my strength training. At Feisty, we only support brands that our team uses and products that deliver results we have seen for ourselves. Prevenex's Neurify Plus is one of the best tasting plant-based and vegan shakes I've tried, and trust me, I've tried a lot. It contains balanced protein, carbs, and fat with comprehensive, high-quality micronutrients to help fuel your health. It also contains probiotics and digestive enzymes, so it's super easy to digest and doesn't give you that bloaty, gassy kind of effect that other protein products can produce. Unlike most supplement brands, Prevenex tests everything with pharmaceutical-grade precision, and they also offer a 100% money-back guarantee. So try Neurify Plus or any Prevenex product today, and you get 15% off your first order with the code FEISTYTRY at Prevenex.com. That's FEISTYTRY for 15% off at Prevenex.com. The link will be, as always, in the show notes.
All right, I'm here with Solenne Billouin. Did I say that right? Did I get
correct.
that? Okay, good. Perfect. The 3-time XTERRA World champion. And she's going to talk to us all about XTERRA, about racing on the road now. I saw you are moving over to 70.3s and you got your 70.3 world spot. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a challenge because first I had to get my professional license, which, apparently I didn't deserve it from my federation. So I had to race age group to qualify for pro license. And then I had to race again to qualify for worlds. So in a short period of time, and it was already a roller coaster season.
I saw that. I was very confused because the Ironman Pro Series, like, I guess they just don't have that many people who started out racing age group and then racing the Pro Series because it has you listed as winning Geelong. And then I had to like look it up and I was like, oh, because you raced the amateur race. And
I think fifth time like overall, but like it's not the same race. But it was it was a good first one, like, to just know what's up, because when you have never done something, you have no idea how fast or slow you can be.
Sure. That's funny that the French Federation doesn't consider winning XTERRA 3 times. Like,
yeah, they don't consider XTERRA as an elite sport. But like hopefully with what happened, like it's gonna change. But they don't. Yeah, they have a lot to. They focus on road triathlon and a little bit on duathlon, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny because I feel like the French girls are very good at XTERRA right now.
Yeah. There is a good density of girls, but it's a private brand and just the federation just is not looking at us. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about how you even got into all of this. It seems like, I mean, you're pretty young and you haven't been doing this that long. And my understanding is you only started in like 2019, right?
Yeah, I come from cycling. I ride my bike since I'm 9 years old, I think, with my brothers, mostly on road, a lot of cyclocross too. And then, during COVID, I went on a European trip. And the focus was on traveling, but then it turned out on, okay, we want to focus on performance and maybe try to race some XTERRA. Now, I discovered triathlon because I was a little bit bored of cycling. At the time I was doing it, women's cycling was not really a thing. You had like no future. It changed really a lot the last 5 years. It's amazing. But at my time, I had no future in cycling. So I wanted to try something else. And mountain bike is fun, I think. So I did. And we were on this European trip with a van. And then, I don't know, okay, let's focus on training and do some races. And then I did my first XTERRA kind of during COVID, but not so many because a lot of races were canceled. Yeah, that's how I get to XTERRA. Just like, okay, I'm gonna try something else. I'm not done with sport, even though I stopped cycling. I still want sport to be a big part of my life, and yeah, that's just because I'm a bit stubborn, I guess. But I was really much like, okay, if when I am 18 or 20 years old, I'm not good at sport, then I'm never gonna be good. I don't know, like cycling is just so focused on performance that you have a lot of pressure. Like, your lifestyle when you are young, it's really strict. And I guess, yeah, when I turned 18, 19, I was like, okay, that's just like, I'm just not strong enough. But then starting triathlon, when I was like 20, slowly I realized that my body needed a lot of time just to be strong. And yeah, maybe it took me more time than other athletes. But now it's funny because I actually think that I'm not at my top level and I'm 28.
Okay.
So yeah, with the experience, I think like I have more confidence, and I think I can be way stronger also because there is a lot to learn. There's 3 sports.
Yeah. So you thought if you weren't good at 18, like, oh, well, it's over. And now you're like 10 years later and you're like, oh, actually, I could get better and better.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I like it. It's good motivation.
So if you moved over from like cycling to like, oh, I want to try XTERRA, how hard was it to pick up mountain biking? Was it like pretty natural or?
Nah, not so natural. Even if I did cyclocross, it's very different. I think for me, it's not like I'm kind of structured. I'm not gonna see this drop and be like, okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm like, okay, I have to jump some small step and then like higher and higher.
Okay.
But I need to be in control, and it takes time when you're in control, to improve. No, it's hard. Like also because XTERRA, it's you just go really, really high power for sometimes few seconds, few minutes, or sometimes even to like 20-minute climbs. So it's about teaching your body and training for very high power and to keep this power for some time. And then you have to learn how to recover in the downhill.
Right.
So, and recover, but when you are not active, your legs are not moving. And I think you need to be really good in the technical part because then you can relax. But at the start, you are full gas in the climb, and then you can't recover in the downhill because you're super stressed and you're scared. No, but I often say XTERRA is a sport of experience because there is a million things to learn and just to practice before being good at it.
Yeah. How do you, well, I think about that and I think about like mountain biking, like you said, like very cautiously, like around my house or something, and then trying to go and do a race and it's so different. How do you get better at that? Is it just like you just have to keep trying and racing?
In which race?
Like to do an XTERRA, like to go from casual mountain biking to what you're talking about, very fast, very hard.
I think it's like for me, from what I remember, it was just horrible.
Oh no.
Even now, I'm like, if I look back, like the hardest race were when I started. Because like when you are doing something when you are starting a sport, it's like on or off. Like you don't know your pace, you don't know how to pace yourself, and it's like I have only 2 zones, a very easy one and a very hard one. And I was always so stressed about the running. When I was in T2, I was like, oh, it's gonna hurt now because like I was just not a runner, and I'm still not, like I'm still learning, and it was like so scary. It was like I can't manage my pace and it's gonna burn in my body. And it's brutal. I think you just have to do it.
What made you, well, because like you said, you like started doing this while you were, van tripping and you won like the European amateur age group title. What made you go from like, oh, this is like a casual fun thing to, oh, I could actually be a professional elite athlete at this?
Winning world championship. Yeah, I think that's a bit sad actually, because like I had to win my first world champ title to be like, oh, it could actually be my job, and I could actually maybe like earn money and give it my life kind of, or some focus. But then it means that the sport is not structured and that sponsors don't come to you. You know, like now I have a good team, but yeah, winning world champ didn't bring me any sponsor.
Oh, really? Like after your first XTERRA World Championship?
Yeah, I remember, at least in France, I remember after I had a moment after the race where I started crying because I was like, okay, I just won the biggest race in my sport, but now I'm gonna have to work so hard to actually use that title to build my career and find sponsor. And I spent the last the winter after World Championship just like on my computer looking for sponsor and just like selling myself, and I didn't like that. It was a hard period. So yeah, I think it's the reality of a lot of athletes. Huh?
Sure.
It's how it is. Like now I'm really happy where I am now and about like the people that helped me to keep being a professional athlete. But it was a lot of work, not only at training, but also behind the computer and being almost being a entrepreneur.
So you didn't even think you could make a career of this until after you were the world champion?
I hope so, but without putting the work, like, no, it would have not be possible. Yeah, but it's this title that maybe gave me the confidence to go for it. And I don't know if it's me that didn't have enough confidence or the system that don't structure enough the sport for individual athletes, or maybe also being a woman in sport and like not having any example around me. It's scary, you know, like when you are doing it by yourself and not really knowing what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So so it sounds like you didn't expect to win that first world title.
Not the first one.
Okay.
No. And no one was expecting me to win.
Oh, really?
No.
Who did they think was gonna win?
No, not me. No, because I was, I was like, first race, I think I finished 20 minutes behind the lead. And then the year after I was doing top 10, but not always, and top 5. I think the first time I win world champ, I was doing some top 5, but I never won like a big race. And then the year after, I was doing podium at most of the race, but not like winning all of them. You know, it was very, very progressive. Right. And last year it was like more pressure because if I don't win, it would have been like a disappointment. You know?
I was gonna say, was it harder the second and third titles or?
No, mentally last year was really hard. Like I struggled mentally the whole season, and just I was sick all season last year.
Oh, really?
Mentally, and it was a battle to just train and go to the race, and so definitely mentally. But then when it's so hard mentally, I think the body is not hurting because like you already have to handle what's happening there.
Right.
And as I said, for me, the more experience I have, the more I can handle the pain and maybe pace myself. So I think maybe athletes get used to the pain a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you said last year so hard mentally, because from the outside, I mean, you won your third world championship, which like not that many people have done that. You won the World Cup series. You were like really, I know it's like you and the other Alize, I can't say her name either. But like you were very dominant all year. And yet you're saying like it was actually really hard and you had a lot of injuries and illness. And all
Yeah, I don't really have an explanation because like it was my strongest year.
Right.
I guess it was maybe for me like the last thing I had left, you know, like, okay, if I stop racing, if I stop training, then I'm gonna be just alone with my own head. And it would have been probably more healthy to stop racing and take a year off, but it was too scary. I wanted to keep like a goal or something I could hang on, you know. And also just because I was strong, so I was like, no, you're not gonna give up this year. Like you're winning most of the races, and also then it means if you stop, you have to explain to everyone, to the sponsor, and so yeah. So and that's, I was telling myself a lot like, oh, you can't always be strong, but you can always be brave, and I was trying to do that all season. But I think it's an important topic. I haven't talked about it much, but it happens, and when it happens and you are an athlete, it's tough because it's like injury. You never know if like, is it better to completely stop? Is it better to keep moving the body, to keep doing something? But then the truth is that if I'm racing, it's because I want to be the strongest. And can I be the strongest when my head is sick? You know? So it was a double challenge, but yeah, at that time I kept racing. But it's also why like this year, my body is often injured. I think it's also a little bit like, okay, for the last 2 years, I invested a lot. I never gave up. And now it's like, okay, so then like slow down a little bit. And that's okay to slow down a little bit and to give yourself time. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you kind of had to go nonstop full gas the last 2 years. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was leading the World Cup and also wanted to defend my World Champ title. You know, just like stud burn. You just want to win.
Here at Feisty, we're excited to be teaming up with XTERRA to help get more women onto the trails and into off-road triathlon. XTERRA offers a full schedule of off-road triathlons all around the world, from super sprint to Olympic distance, youth races. Their events feature open water swimming, mountain biking, trail running, with a focus on the welcoming community and beautiful destinations. And I want to be clear, anyone can do an XTERRA. You can do an XTERRA. Even if you've never mountain biked before, other athletes are ready to get you to that finish line and are even known to offer a helping hand during races. In fact, we'll be doing a series of Feisty podcasts and videos with some tips and ways to get started. Stay tuned. You'll also recognize some of the most iconic names in triathlon who got their start in XTERRA. Flora Duffy, Mel McQuaid, Leslie Patterson, and next year the World Championship race will return to the US with a new home in New Mexico. And most importantly, XTERRA offers equal prize money, recognition, and spots to that World Championship. So if you're looking for a new adventure, hit the dirt and find a race to try at XTERRAplanet.com. That's XTERRA planet.com.
Orca has been a longtime partner of Feisty Triathlon, and we've been excited to see them over the years constantly innovating to create the best wetsuits on the market. In 2022, they came out with 6 iconic wetsuits designed to enhance every swimmer's form. And now, in 2025, they've launched a second generation of those suits, with advances in flexibility and freedom of movement to improve your feel for the water and reduce fatigue. Now, the Orca wetsuits are divided into 2 categories, and in each category there are 3 suits with different characteristics and buoyancy levels. So whether you're looking for maximum buoyancy, or maximum shoulder mobility, or a mix of the two, Orca has a suit for you. Get ready for race season with an Orca wetsuit, and use the code FEISTY15 for 15% off at orca.com. That's FEISTY15 for 15% off at orca.com. Did you get a break then after the last season? Okay.
Yeah, I got a break, then I broke my knee. I had a bone bruise on my knee. And yeah, I went to Australia for 3 months. And I think it was the best decision for me. I finished like healing there, and I was training really good. I've never trained that much, but it was fun. It was summer when it was winter in Europe, so I had the best time, and yeah, very good decision.
Oh, that's good. Do you train with other people or do you train by yourself mostly?
I mostly train by myself because I have like my coach is he's from Denmark, so yeah, I'm not part of a training group, and also I think because I'm kind of new in triathlon, like, but I think it could be good for me to join a group. I'm thinking about it. I like my freedom and my flexibility about like being an athlete, but also being another kind of person, on the side with my friends and with what I do in my life. And I think the group can give you a lot of good things for performance. But yeah, I'm seeing now that I'm going on road this year, I see that athletes are fully focused on it. That's crazy. Like I've never seen that before.
Oh, you mean like because it does. Okay, so are you saying that XTERRA, like you still had like you could do other things and
Yeah, I mean, it's more the lifestyle. It's because you go to a race to go to places and to explore the places and to go on adventure and to like find some nice trails to ride or run, and then on road, it's just, I mean, I'm not saying XTERRA is not competitive. It's super competitive, but yeah, on road, the way the athletes see performance and invest for their goals is very different.
they're not there to have an adventure, is what you're saying? They're not there to explore the city.
I mean, depends, but some of them that I've met, like I was in Girona for almost 2 months recently, and yeah, some people have not seen the city, Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah, and so actually, but it's interesting. Then I'm like, okay, but what do I need to perform? Because I think they're a great example. But I also know that it will not work for me.
Yeah.
But then I'm still trying to find the balance. Like, yeah, it's not that easy, even for professional athletes. You are
Sure.
like, I think it's important to remember yourself that you are always doing what you can on the moment, and the decision you take, like you take it considering everything at this moment, and not I don't know how to explain in English, but there is many ways to be a professional athlete, I think.
Right.
There is really different type of person and type of lifestyle and daily life, and it's very interesting for me to meet more people from doing different type of triathlon, because they are all doing it a different way.
Okay. So you were in Australia for 3 months. If you were training with like, did you just go by yourself? Do you have like family there? Do you have...
I contacted a girl from XTERRA which I've seen once before. I was like, hey, do you remember me? We said hi once. I want to go to Australia. And she was like, oh, okay, you could come for 1 or 2 weeks. I was like, no, I want to come for 3 months. She was like, okay. So yeah. And no, I spent 1.5 months with her, and then I went down south for another 1.5 months. And it's a family. Like, we used to say, oh, XTERRA is a family, and that's what it is. Like, if you need help or want to catch up or want to go to the other side of the world, you will get help.
That's funny. Yeah. Like, so it sounds so like the circuit, all you girls know each other and you like push each other?
Yeah, that's very friendly, and we will like train before the race together. We will go for dinner together. We will know a little bit about everyone's private life. And that's what I also liked last year, because I could prepare my race really good, because I knew each strength and weakness from every athlete. And depending on the course, it's also changed. That's the interesting thing about off-road. Like, if you have a very technical terrain, but technical in Europe or in US, it's very different.
Yes.
So then okay, this one is gonna be strong in this part or this part. So how do I want to play it? If we are together on the bike, if we are together at the end of the bike, but also what's my own strengths and weakness, and what do I want to do in the race? Like, how do I want to be? And I really enjoyed that part of having the experience after some years, because I could really like take a time before the race with my coach and be like, how do we want the race to be? How do we want to feel in the race? And do we want to lead it? Do we want to be aggressive? And it was super interesting. It was a lot of, how do you say, visualization.
Right.
To see like, okay, this is the course, this is the weather condition, this is your shape, this is others athletes shape at the moment. We can expect this race dynamic. And then which decision we make. Really the thing about how do we want to feel in the race, and then trying to do it on race day. And for me, like, preparing everything in advance allowed me to be flexible, which means because I was ready for any kind of things that could happen during the race, then if something went wrong, I was also ready, because I had imagined a lot of scenario in my head. So it wasn't an effort for my head to be like, oh, now there is this happening. What do I do?
Right.
I don't know if it's really clear with my English, but
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. So did you so why'd you want to leave XTERRA then? Why'd you decide to come over to the road?
Because the last 3 years I just get better and better, and I felt like last year I was maybe one of the best, winning both World Champ and World Cup. And now it's like I want to race the best girls, like the best triathlete of the world on road.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to see how strong I can be. Like, I don't want to stay in a sport where I know everyone and maybe I'm one of the strongest, and then I don't push myself hard enough. Like, kind of, I don't want to start being too comfortable.
Got it. Okay.
And in what I know. And also, like, road triathlon is a way bigger business. And I got like one shot in my life to try. It's when I'm in good shape and I feel like I have more to give. And first I wanted to do both this year.
Right.
But quickly realized that you have to fully focus if you really want to improve. Like, I still feel like I'm a baby triathlete. I do that for like 5 years. When most of the triathletes are swimming since they are babies. I started swimming, I was 20. Like, my arms are still not swimmers.
Oh, you only started swimming when you were 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't do that.
Is that the hardest? Is that the hardest part for you then, or is it the
No.
running?
I don't know. Hardest, like, I think I can improve better at running. I don't think swimming is a problem for me. I see strong girls which swim slower, so it's not gonna be my focus. Because I think first I want to improve on biking and running.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done, what is it, 3 or 4 70.3s now?
Mm-hmm.
4, but 1 as an amateur. And how do you like it so far? How is it different? What's harder? What's easier?
First I was like, it's gonna be so boring. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I go on road because I have to. But then I was like, it's gonna be so boring. I'm not gonna do 90K like that. Come on.
Wow. Time trial. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun. But first race, I enjoyed it. So I was like, my coach was right. Shit. No, I mean, I like it. I surprised myself. I'm also very amazed about how strong the girls are. I think they are very good example. I don't know. It's still like only 3 races I've done, you know,
Right.
all different. I think it's hard for my muscles because you keep the same position for a long period of time. And I think, yeah, like the joint and the ligaments in the body, like, takes time to adapt. And it's probably why I injured myself a lot already this year. It's because like you need to give time to your body, and I always want to go faster. I always want to do more, but I can't. So yeah,
How do you deal with all these, like, you have had a bunch of injuries. How do you deal with, like,
with injury.
yeah.
I guess not good enough. I guess I should stop more. No, but that's true. Like, no, I think I realized recently that performance is not healthy. You know, like with all the sugar, all the training when you are injured, all the traveling, I realized, okay, that's really pushing you to the limit. And that's also the thing about the balance. It's not just like, you know, like athlete life and private life or social life, but it's also about how much do I want to push my body? Because do I want to be strong like tomorrow, or do I want to be strong for a long period of time? So yeah, we try to adapt. We try to see, okay, to analyze a lot, to not do twice the same mistake. But sometimes you also tell yourself what you want to hear. You know, it's hard to know exactly what happened, but yeah, I'm trying new things, and I think the next step for me is gonna be to have more people in my team, because until now it was enough to have like few people, but now I realize, okay, I need to have people which are actually specialized in each like item, like nutrition, physio, gym, just because the performance that I want to reach is really high, or like the level I hope to reach maybe in 3 years. It's like very, very demanding. So yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's me, and I signed for it. And, you know, I always say, like, I pay my coach. So I'm the boss. So I am the one deciding what I want to do. Just to remember, like, it comes from me and from like a wish to do sport and enjoy sport. And it's not something that someone is telling me to do. I often try to see it this way, to not be too hard on myself.
Do you think that all the, like, the cyclocross and then the mountain biking, all this is now helping you on the road, or is it just like totally different?
No, it does.
Like,
it does help.
okay.
Yeah, it does help. Also because at training I keep doing mountain bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it keeps the fun part, and also it's a good balance to have on the bike. You know, like if I stop biking for a month and then I start again, I will quickly go to my good level, because I've done it for such a long period of time that my body my body is used to it. Like, I got the technique, I got everything, which is different for running. If I stop, then I will need a lot of weeks to come back to a good level, sure. You know? So yeah, the fact that I did cycle since I'm a kid, like, it helps. It's just, I'm not scared on the bike. I like to play with my bike. I like to take risks. I like to go fast downhill. I also know myself very well. Like, if I decide to push harder, to take some risk in the pace, I will know if I can hold it or not, because I have a lot of experience with training and races. So no, it gives me a lot, even now on the TT bike.
And so you still mountain bike for fun? It sounds like you have to you're trying to find fun and like,
yeah, super
and
important.
then balance it. Yeah,
super important. Like, I'm mostly training by myself. So if I am I'm never saying no to a ride with my friends. Like if they're like, oh, we go riding, and I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm supposed to do TT bike. Okay, I go with you. And then like I have a lot of flexibility in my schedule, so or in my weeks, so I take it. No, I am serious. I'm very serious. I'm very invested, and I always do the important training, but I always try to be the one responsible for my choice. Yeah.
But fun is important, right? So what's fun to you? Like, what are your fun things that you add into?
I think it's mostly going off-road at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm getting better at it, but I will say that the hard training sometimes still stress me a little bit. Like when you know you are gonna have a hard training and you really wanna do good.
Right.
I'm more relaxed about it, but sometimes in some period you are like, okay, I want this one done, because this is an important one, and sometimes you judge yourself a little bit, and I really try to detach myself to that, to not like. That's why I say I'm not just an athlete, because I don't. For example, I hate numbers.
Okay. Like
or
the power numbers.
Yeah, because in cycling they used to compare the girls with the numbers a lot, and it was like and then you were someone, they just used to test us a lot, and now I'm like, okay, if I'm feeling good, then I go with the numbers, but sometimes you can't hold the pace of the numbers, but you can still do a really, really good training. So sometimes I even put like a tape on the computer. If like I'm not happy with the numbers, I'm like, you just go with the feeling, you know yourself. And after I am like, okay, I did with what I had on that day, but then the work is done. So yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah.
Do you ever cover up your computer during a race or only during training?
If I what?
During a race, you put tape over your computer?
No, I use it, but sometimes I just like turn off the screen because like maybe I'm going 10 watts slower than what I'm capable of, but maybe I don't know that the race dynamic, maybe I don't know, maybe even the power meter is not calibrate well.
Sure.
And then sometimes your head is turning crazy for numbers.
Right.
And I want to be able to switch my mind in the race and be like, okay, right now you are frustrated, you are not feeling good, but like there is still like 2 hours of race to go. Like just now you are here, you travel all the way, you train for it, so don't like stop your race because of numbers. That's a mental. I think mentally, it put a lot of pressure sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. So it sounds like you have some big goals, right? What are your goals now in triathlon?
I'm not a big dreamer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I make things happen. I work hard for it. But I think for me, having dreams would be too, I don't know, like too scary. Because what if you don't reach them?
Huh.
But there is like a whole process that I want to enjoy and want to remember that I tried my best. So I'm not a big dreamer, but I think I'm very much like, okay, I want to be really good in like 3 years maybe. But it's like months after months and years after years that I give myself some smaller goal, I guess.
Right.
No, this year was to qualify for Worlds and to get my pro license, which I did in a short period of time. Now it's racing 2 World Championship.
Oh, you're going to do both of them? You're going to do 70.3 and XTERRA?
Yeah, so I want to win XTERRA, but is it possible when you don't focus on XTERRA? I'm not sure. No, my main focus this year is to invest on road. I want to get better. I really want to go faster. And then I think in the long term, I have no idea what the level is. I'm new. I don't know anyone. So it's like
Right.
a top 10, a top 5 at World Championship, 70.3. And hopefully one day have a chance of racing PTO. And
Sure.
yeah. It's like for me, I'm not a dreamer because I don't see things like, for me, it's not realistic to dream about some things that I have no idea if it's possible.
Right.
Because when like racing 70.3, I had never run like a half marathon. I had
really?
I had no idea which pace I could hold. My coach was like, it was funny because I had this injury in my knee, and then I was like, okay, maybe I can run 4:30. And then he was like, no, you can run faster. And then training after training, I think I started doing my first half marathon at training 5 weeks before my first half Ironman. So I only had few long runs. And then I ended up racing 4:05 pace.
Oh, like kilometers,
Yeah.
I for a second I thought you were saying overall like 4:05.
No.
Yeah,
And just to say that, like, I just had no idea.
Sure.
Like, because I've never run on flat also at training, not much. I was training for off-road, so like pace didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but it's super exciting because you start something new and then you start from very far and you slowly get better and better, and then you see, oh, what can I do to get better? And there is a lot of things because it's new. Like, I would recommend every like adult that are bored of life, or I don't know, to do something new.
Okay.
Really, I think it's very exciting because you are not good, so you can only improve. And just want to say that it's not just for kids to do something new for the first time. I think it gives some positivity and good dynamic to your life.
I think that's great advice. I feel like we should end there because that's like that's good advice for everybody. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. I think it's been really interesting. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for having me.